fix me, but I don't wanna be like you. If you wanna take it back to the 50s, maybe I'm not the guy for you. You're dying not to work, but work until you die, you know that's true. Have you thought it through? Cause you love to tell me what to do. Say no, I'm not like you, I don't think that you get it. You should go and get out, I'll make you regret it. Someone like you should worry about. Maybe your two's upside down, and I'm not like you, I don't think that you get it. I don't wanna put on a smile, everybody expects me to. So you can keep your suit and your tie, gotta hope that it strangles you. Yeah, I do. You buy shit you don't need to impress the ones you hate, that's so f***ed up. Cause everything you own just ends up owning you. So, dear society, you suck. Say no, I'm not like you, I don't think that you get it. You should go and get out, I'll make you regret it. Someone like you should worry about. Maybe it's you who's upside down, and I'm not like you, I don't think that you get it. Ooh. Dear society, you suck. Am I the only one who's outside of this box? Who cares about your posts? I know they're only fake. Show us what you own and how much money that you make. Yeah, I know that you're trying to fix me, but I don't wanna be like you. Keep your stupid job, pretend that you're the person you wanted to be. And you're dying not to work, but work until you die. And you're dying not to work, but work until you die. You're dying not to work, but work until you die. You're dying inside. Say no, I'm not like you, I don't think that you get it. You should go and get out, I'll make you regret it. Someone like you should worry about. Maybe it's you who's upside down. I'm not like you, I don't think that you get it. Yowza.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Marcus Show. God, we're still in August. I think that's a good sign, right? I think that's a good sign, because if typically time goes too fast, you know what's interesting? This distinctly dark line that starts from my mustache and perfectly tries to get me to have a goatee. Have you guys noticed that? It's like super beard in the front, European beard in the back. Does that say something to my lineage? I don't know. It's always been there, so I try to, but look at it's so dramatic. Like you would think I shave this part more than the front. Ow! And I promise you, ow, I don't. Because who would want that on purpose? You know why I'm saying ow? It's because my back is killing me. I got a kink in my back. I got a kink in my neck. And my ass is broke. What does he say in that movie? It'd be amazing if we could just pull stuff up, right? Like if the laws weren't created in such a stupid way that YouTube has such stupid policies that I can't even bring up the clip of Friday when that dude falls on his ass in the convenience store and he's trying to rip the dude off. But anyway, how are you guys doing? What is going on? And how is the world? I can tell you, when it comes to things happening, I need more of things happening, right? It is just a pain in the ass to get the world going the way you want if you're not willing to do anything that furthers your goals, right? We got midwives to interview. We got weeds to pull. You know, I got to build something, I'm sure. There's always something to build, you know? And ultimately, we just got to figure out how to keep living while solving all of the world's problems. Oof. And that is a treat, Hey, it's a treat, I'll tell you. That is a feat in itself. It's hard to not be selfish once you're not. One thing that me and Lindsay talk to a lot is how we got to get better at being selfish. Because ultimately, we just put each other first so much that we don't do anything for each other. And that's not a healthy, what's the word? What's the opposite of selfish? Not philanthropic, but I don't know. But the point is you have to do things selfless. Ooh, they made those words really close together. No confusion there at all. Talk about contrasting words or contrasting ideas with similar sounding words. That's ridiculous, right? But what was my point? My point is the older you get, the easier it is to have a good and bad life at the same time. Because ultimately you have the maturity to handle it, but the trauma to validate it. So you go to work, you pay your bills, but then you don't live ever, right? So ultimately you're doing the right thing, but for all the wrong people. How hard is it for you to come up with a list of 10 things that you want to do? If it's hard, you need to start making the list, right? Wife knows I'm talking to her right now, but it's true. If you can't, on a moment's notice, think of 10 things that you want selfishly, you're doing it wrong. Yes, we live for the world, okay? We are the world. We are the future. We are the ones. I think they say make it happen. You didn't make dick happen, okay? You made a bunch of money. Is what you did. Do you remember when they tried to do that for the second time? Not the We Are the World, but the Hands Across America. And it was just a joke. And then like the third time they did it with Coca-Cola, did they have like Cardi B or something? Like going across the police line and offering them a Coke? It's just, read the room. Cardi, it ain't the way. What was I saying? Loving yourself. Loving oneself, loving who you are as an individual that contributes to the world. You are not a battery to be plugged into some robot to power their life. You are not here for others. God, we need to figure out how to turn that notification off. It was that, the Steam one. But listen, folks, hey, look at me. Look at me looking at you, because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm talking to each and every one of you that has a list of 2. Okay? We need to work on ourselves a little bit and remember what it means to love ourselves. Selfishly. Because you know what's cool? When we were young, it wasn't very difficult, was it? If you wanted something, what did you do? You thought about it and you probably went out and got it to some form or another. You want a toy, you grab it. You want a girl, you push her over. Do they still do that? Probably. But the point is we didn't have these self-imposed limitations. So as we get older and we have things to lose, now all of a sudden we have an inability to act. Isn't that strange? You didn't have an inability to act when you moved out of state. You didn't have an inability to act when you signed up for the thing that you wanted to do, and you didn't have an inability to act when you quit. So why the inability now? Because you have things that matter. You have things that you think you can lose. But never let the fear of loss overcome your desire to gain. You are here to live, and we have this much time. And I mean this much time. Your life is a wet fart underwater, meaning no impact. You are a tuna in the ocean, tooting away. That was pretty good. I didn't plan that one, but look at me go. The point is, and I got a lot of them, because our lives are that small and they only matter to you, you need to make sure that every moment of your life is being spent in a way that is an appreciation of this unbelievably short time. I want to paint you guys a picture. We'll call it the Elven theory, because that's what I'm starting with, and we'll see what it turns into. Okay, in Lord of the Rings, the parts I stayed awake for, they were long movies. But in Lord of the Rings, the elves are old as hell. So essentially, from the perspective of a human, they are immortal. They supersede years or generations of us, one individual. So that means you could have an elf buddy that essentially protects and overlooks your family for its entire existence. So from the elf's perspective, our life is wildly short compared to theirs. So since we don't live in magical ring of the, one ring to rule them all land, we have to think about it from our perspectives. If we're lucky, 60, 70, 80's the average. I'm going 122. Okay, but that's up to you to decide how far you go. Okay? But at the most, you got like 40 good ones in terms of like what your peak ability to obtain your desires, because you both have the mentality and physicality to conquer and obtain those goals. I promise you that even Warren Buffett has shit that he wishes his money could fix for him. Nothing stops the ticking talk of time, okay? So knowing that we have this limited ability to generate a life that is worth living, because on the beginning and the end of it, essentially, if we're not being taken care of, our lives are subpar and shorter. As a baby, you need a mommy, and as an old baby, as an old person, you turn into a baby and you need family. You need support. You need love. Because essentially our lives are sandwiched with needing to be taken care of. Now, I'm not very religious. I have the Church of Marcus that I subscribe to, and I have my own beliefs, and I respect mostly whatever you believe in. But the point being, if you look at an intentional life cycle, boy, howdy, it seems intentional that we're so driven to be a community. Man, it seems almost necessary as a species that we work together, because we have so many limitations on how we can survive and thrive together. Exner, you are the best person in the world. Welcome. And Exner is one of those people I'm talking about. She's one of the people that understands that you got to live life for you and others. And you can do both. Life is a precious gift, and you don't know when it's going to stop. A lot of people take that sentiment to, I'm going to fear death, so I'm not going to do anything that might kill me. Oh my, what a life. The smart ones take that to a good place, and they understand that because I one day will inevitably die, I therefore must live my life every single day to the fullest. Because when my time's up, I want to make sure that when I look back on whatever time I was blessed, I can be proud and happy of what I did, regardless of the circumstance of your existence or what may or may not have happened to you. You get to choose what type of life you live, even if you're on fire, even if the world around you seems cruel, dark, and broken. You get to choose how you view the world. I've met a lot of happy homeless people who had tons of problems, but their perspective is what kept them alive. Regardless if you agree or disagree with what they're doing, one person's happy and one person's not. So objectively speaking, they're doing better. I don't care how much money, comfort, or shit you got. If you can't say that you're happy more often than you're not, you need to do your life differently. It's that simple, man. It's that simple. Now, how you get there, complicated as hell. Okay? For other men, I hear it's as complicated as pleasure in a woman. I don't know what y'all dudes are doing wrong, because I must have been born with a level 85 lovemaker skill. Okay? Because all these poor, unsatisfied women, my heart goes out to you, okay? So with that being said, how much would you guys pay for a sex lesson? I'm just asking the questions, okay? I got a lot of business ideas, and sometimes I need to run it through the focus group, man. Oh, man, Exner. I didn't do great today, Exner, but I did good. I couldn't claim that I had good days the day before or the day before that. But the end of yesterday and the beginning of today has been, we use the phrase, I'm out of it, you know? And I can tell you one thing, if you are a chronic marijuana or any vice taker, but you're not an addict, meaning you jump from vice to vice, right? It's different if you're chemically addicted to a substance, right? Like liquor. But a lot of times what the addiction is the effect that the drug gives you. And that's why people say like, oh, weed's a gateway drug. It's like, no, it's not. Weed's just easier to start with. Saying that weed leads to meth is stupid. Mental health problems lead to meth. And people with bad coping skills and mechanisms go to the easiest option, which is smoking some meth, okay? So that's what makes weed a gateway drug. It allows people with problems to ignore them too much. That's not the weed, baby. That's the brain. That's why we need to stop allowing people to blame their problems on anybody except for themselves. That has been the worst takeaway from the mental health awareness campaign. Yes, it completely brought awareness to the fact that it's not just people bummed out or having a bad day. Hello, sister, you should always be here. You're amazing. Okay, that was the good part. The bad part is what almost makes me wish it never happened. Because ultimately what a lot of people did is they now had a bunch of words to describe why they were a loser. And I mean it, man. That shit pisses me off because it's what losers do. I got sympathy more than most people would ever have if their whole family went together and tried to have sympathy the way I do. But the number one thing that I don't give a shit about is people making excuses for their shortcomings for long term. Now, if you don't know, you need to be learned. Re-educated if you're Jordan Peterson, apparently. No, we don't do that in Marktopia, okay? But what I mean is you're not here to make excuses. Just because you have ADD, good for you. Twitchy, what the fuck now? You have less reasons to not do all the stuff that will make you not be a loser. But no, you say, oh, I can't do it, I have ADD. Oh, yeah. No, absolutely not. Stop allowing yourself to make excuses for the things about yourself that you don't like. You are better than that, you are smarter than that, and you deserve a higher standard for yourself. This isn't about, hey, I'm okay the way I am. Yeah, that you can say that if you're not a loser. You can say that if you're bringing good to this world and helping others. You can say that if you bring joy. If you're a vacuum suck of darkness and everything you do is justified by your mental health problems, take a long walk off a short pier and start swimming. Okay? Because you need to self-reflect a little bit. We're not looking for excuses when we try to understand what's wrong. Okay? We look for reasons to help us better understand ourselves so that we can improve for the future, for ourselves, and for the people around us. In that order, as of right now, not switching 1 and 2, might switch them in the future because that's debatable. Because one could argue that what were the two? Loving yourself was the second one, but the first one was loving the world, community, doing stuff for people. Whatever those were, shit, I had a good breakdown for each. So if one of y'all remember, let me know. Okay? But I lost it. I did lose it. I started with chronic weed, and now I'm talking about something. I got a nick in my shoulder. Oh, man. I forgot where I was going with it. You know, it's hard to forget what you haven't actually, like, technically gotten there yet. One thing I do is if I got 2 to 3, words ahead, I'm good. But when I lose a couple of those bonus words and I get caught up to the present, a lot of times I lose my point, which is a bummer. But if this is what you can say that. Oh, okay. Who's this guy? How do I see if this works? Oh, hold on. Wait for it. Hey, Marcus. How are you? Hey, Elon. Good job, man. Good job. All right, let's see how this works. Elon, play. That if you're not a loser. Okay. You can say that if you're bringing good to this world and helping others. Yeah, he's kind of You can say that if you bring joy. Can you guys hear me? If you're a vacuum suck of darkness and every... Ooh, vacuum suck of darkness. Where does he get that? That's a good line. Vacuum suck of darkness. Let's do it again. I like that. Bring joy. Yeah. If you're a vacuum suck of darkness. And did you hear that? Well, you said it. Did you hear that? Vacuum suck of darkness. That means that you are not sucking up darkness. You are the sucker into the darkness. Who is he talking about, though? And everything you do is justified by your mental health problems. Nah, you're an asshole. Take a long walk off a short pier and start swimming. Who swims like that? Because you need to self-reflect a little bit. We're not looking for excuses when we try to understand what's wrong. I agree with that one. It's a big deal. We look for reasons. Oh, I think that's when I lost it. Better understand ourselves so that we can improve for the future, for ourselves, and for the people around us. Ooh. Yeah. The future, ourselves, thank you, and people around us. That's, the future and ourselves, in that order. I'm staying behind it. I'm standing. Elon, thank you. Thank you. That's very good. Turn off, please. Right? Like, because ultimately, y'all, it's hard to do one without the other. If you don't believe that there's a future, you're really unlikely to do something for yourself. I mean, really think about it. When your hope is at its lowest, when your ability to feel that there's a reason to push through the pain, the mental anguish, the tired, you name it. We all have days, man. If you also don't have any hope for this is temporary and it will be better, how much are you going to be willing to go on the walk or to read the book or to watch the Marcus? Right? If that hope for the future is gone, any chance you have of really improving yourself is hard. It's not impossible, but it's good to understand that sometimes you have to surround yourself with the world that you might not believe in, and it makes you uncomfortable. Go to some parks, go to some plays, go out to eat and watch people being normal, right? Get involved in groups. God, it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. Reach out to people. Reach out to friends, even though it's been months and months and months and you're very embarrassed because of how much you've isolated yourself and how much people have moved on from you. That shit's awkward and it hurts and it's hard and it sucks. But you'd be amazed at how much an ounce of happy will do for you, man. So sharks can sense a drop of blood, not human. They're not as good with human blood. Fish blood, they actually can tell the difference, which is amazing. They always prefer the fish blood first, just so you know. Most times shark attacks are accidents. Hey, if some bitch was swimming in your pool, would you go up and bite his ass cheek? I would. He'll never come back. What was I saying? So, no, I'm not trying to downplay this, okay? Trying to lighten it with levity, because this shit hurts, especially if it's you I'm talking to. Okay, I'm talking to me. I thought he was behind me. But the ounce of happy, even if it's one event, you're there for 30 minutes, you're there for an hour. It's a 5-minute phone call, 10-minute phone call with someone you love, someone that brings joy to you, or a new person, right? That little bit is like rocket fuel, man. The rocket fuel. It makes you happier than you've ever been. And you want to know why? Because you're probably shittier than you've ever been. You're probably in the worst spot you've ever been because you just let it all fall apart. You gave up. And the only reason you're still going is because of all the wonderful people around you. And that's good. None of that's negative, man. A lot of people take when I say shit like that to a sad place. Like, you shouldn't. It's a sad thing, yes. But what is being used with it? What's being done with it? Through tragedy can come good. So don't focus on the tragic part. Understand that it happened, but don't be defined by it. People will open their hearts back to you, Mark. Or they won't, and fuck them. That's the best part. You're not married to these people. Fuck them. If they, I say this a lot when we're talking about my personal situation, is I've always had the ability to leave. And now, unfortunately, I found someone I love more than the moon has gravity, which is still a lot. People, just because you can jump high, it's still, think about the force required. Anyway, I say that to make you think differently. And we're like, well, but there's not a bunch of gravity on the moon. It's still more than you. You don't make that much gravity. Why are you judging the moon? Oh, Exter. Thank you. You know what I mean? Fuck, I lost it again. I'm scatterbrained today, man. It's important to talk to yourself sometimes. You should have an inner dialogue of good that helps you make really good decisions. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times when you're making a decision, you're making that decision by yourself. Like, even if you run it past people, you get other people's opinions on the subject, whatever. Ultimately, you will choose what you want to do. And being put in that decision paralysis of where you don't know what the right answer is, yes, you do. Because it's right because you chose it. The consequences might be different. The consequences might not be what you wanted them to be. The reason I was so pissed right there is because I was like a sentence and a half ahead. So I fucked up a word that I was like, I already forgot about. Line. Speed the prompter up, man. I finished the whole sentence before it's even on the next one. Come on. You new first day? I know I'm muted. All they think is I'm yelling at some normal. You're an asshole. Oh, you're not an asshole. I'm sorry. Stop crying. You are not going to make it here, bud. Okay? If you're crying, you better keep going. If you're working, you're twerking, okay? Get the tears out of the way. We have cashews and Kleenexes just for people like you. Because you're nuts and you leak all over the place. What do you mean I'm not muted? Scene, man. Good rehearsal. Yeah, hey, really believed it this time. I know. It's okay. 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 So, the ultimate point is, there's too many to mention, man. There's too many. Life's hard if you make it hard. But you don't have to make it hard. I recommend making your life difficult, not hard. Or hard but not difficult. Kind of depends what you're thinking. You know? Kind of depends if you're thinking... Because, like, so when I say hard, I mean engorged with blood, right? Like, really filled to the max with, you know... right? And then difficult means complex to me. So which one is appropriate for this? I would say make your life difficult. You know? Make your life difficult, not hard. Because ultimately, hard doesn't mean good. Something can be completely engorged and only be there for like a minute. So it could feel really good to have a hard life, but ultimately it's fleeting and you're left just kind of sleepy, you know? But if you have a difficult life or a complex life, it won't be easy by any means. But I think the satisfaction of the complexity will give you a level of satisfaction that just will make all of the what am I even saying now? All the hard parts not that hard. It'll just feel good. Did I save that one? I think I saved that one. What do you guys think? I think I saved it. We're gonna go with saved it. Hashtag saved it. You know? Hashtag saved it. Do people still use hashtags? Are those like a thing? I remember the very first time I used hashtags. For the first 6 months, I just would type out hashtag. And that was like my joke, you know? I would literally type out the word hashtag long dong or whatever. You know, whatever you were hashtagging, I would just type hashtag. And it gave me joy because it was not subtly, very apparently making fun of people who used hashtags. And then I started using hashtags, which, you know, kind of makes me a little bit of a hypocrite. But it was cool when I did it, you know? And then I feel like I stopped using hashtags before it wasn't cool. So I was in that perfect little window of like, hashtags are acceptable, and now never again. I mean, it was cool when I did it, you know? So, ow, that's all I got. What do you got? Wordle. You know what sucks? You know what I just remembered? I know the word. I'm sorry, you guys. I forgot I already knew the word. I saw Doc do it earlier. Man, quad trifecta. Yes, we would have. You know why? Penis. We got the I. Okay, check it. Next one, we're doing, because we got the I, boobies. We got the O. Okay, now we got I and O. All right, third guess, we're probably trying for real. So if we got the I and the O, but we're still trying to stay on the funny side of it. Leon, Lions. Okay, we could throw in like a Lions. Lions. Wait, that's plural. Ooh, you're right. We probably would have slammed a lubed in there. So Lubed. So now we have, let's see, audio, A. So D, right? So now we have I, O, and D. So on the third one, we already have 3. Okay? So now we're here. Hey, focus. We got this. This is a mental exercise. So we have audio, booby, lubed, okay? Because we knew we weren't getting it on the third. So on the first one, now we have IOD. We know that the D, actually, we don't have a location for any of them. So we know, right, that these three exist, but we don't know where they exist. So DO, so we might be like diode, D-I-O-D-E, diode. Is that how you spell diode? And then I would have said, hey, is that how you spell diode? And you guys would have put no, right? Penis. Oh, you're right. So we already know. So now it's okay. So I guarantee you, we throw the D at the end because we're smart, right? So we already have D here, which we know is wrong. So process of elimination, D can be here, here, because this is impossible. Address, like I can't think of any fives that AD. Adderall, right? So we already know. So easily we got to get an A and a U. So one of our guesses is probably going to be like, let's see, what would our fourth guess be? Because we know the I is there. We'd probably put the D here. No, because we had lubed. So we'd probably put the D here. Well, we might try the I. O-R-B-I-T. Nope. Orbit. Or at the beginning. See, and just through this process of elimination, I would have been like audio. And then boom, audio's in there. So, I mean, seems pretty simple to me. No, audio isn't the, it's the other one with an A. Audio, I think. You know? I don't know. What do you guys want from me? A cookie? You know, the funny thing is I got on here expected to talk about why I didn't stay sober today. Oh, besides my Twitch, you guys always put me in such a good mood. It's hard to stay in it, you know? I'm not a guy that likes to talk about his problems. I like to talk about the problems of the world. I like to talk about other people's shit. The saddest part is I don't think I matter enough to talk about my problems to other people. I love talking about my problems to myself. I do it all the time. But I've convinced myself that just people don't want to hear it, you know? And it's just too much for people. And they just ultimately just want me to make them laugh. And I don't, as often or as much as I should, really let people know what's going on with me. You know, I never really have. I'm an extremely open person, but man, am I specific about what I'm open about. I'm a wordsmith, man. I'm an absolute wordsmith of avoidance. It's hard for people to talk to me about me. I don't let them. I'm like a kung fu ninja, man. I just dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge. You just can't get, you know? And I've gotten really good at it. So in a verbal joust, I tend to come out the winner. Welcome, Baxter. God, it's so good when you're here. Just like all of a sudden, you know? Feel like we just tackle it all. So a lot of times when it comes to my turn to talk, my turn to tell people my troubles, I avoid it like Neo in the Matrix. Okay? Now it's not healthy. But either is bitching all the time. Or, you know what's really not healthy is telling everybody your problems to ultimate sadness, which is a bummer because I don't want to make other people sad. I don't want that to be part of my routine of the world, is injecting sorrow into it, you know? So a lot of times, if I can't make people happy, I just stay away from them because I don't know why else anybody would want to spend any time with me, you know? And one of the hardest things to do is convince myself that that's not true and you're super wrong about it all. And as much as the logical side of me know it's true, I just don't believe it. You know, I don't feel it. I believe it, I don't feel it. there's a wild disconnect between my brain and my body. And I guess my brain and my emotions. I've gotten really good at compartmentalizing, almost too much, honestly, to an unhealthy degree, because I can so quickly shut down my desire for self-preservation, you know? It doesn't seem like a bad trade-off to die in a building because you saved people. It's a really kind of ingrained core value of mine is the prosperity of others is worth the sacrifice of you, and you being me, you know? And there's a healthy level of that. The world needs heroes. The world needs martyrs. You know, the world needs people willing. But there's the bad side is if you take that to that egotistical side, you know, you're doing it for all the wrong reasons. And so it ultimately, as I navigate this treasure map of figuring shit out, it's really easy to fall into your vices and your bad habits, you know, whoring around, drugging it up, avoiding it all. You know, just basically everything except what you should do, which is find support, stop the bad behaviors, do healthy behaviors, and find purpose and have goals. You know, it's so easy to say it, but boy, is it hard to do it. And I instantly just kind of thought about Spider-Man. The original, not this new shit. No, the new stuff's pretty good. Miles Morales is badass. But it's easy to make fun of the new stuff because most new stuff sucks. But with all that being said, I say that phrase a lot too. Fuck. Come on, Mark. Get it back. Get it back. Get it back. Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. And it's tough to not take that to a egotistical place for me because it's bragging about myself. You know, it's me thinking positively about myself, saying that I have a superpower and that I have a responsibility to use it for good. And that's tough to believe if you don't believe that. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, if your reality doesn't match your beliefs, you can pretty easily go to substances or vices or women or parties or everything but the healthy stuff, you know? And when that distraction becomes necessary, it's really time for you to realize where you're at, where you've got, and where you're going if you don't change that behavior. You shouldn't wake up and take 2 Advil every morning so that you don't hurt. You shouldn't wake up and smoke a bowl so you don't be sad. You shouldn't wake up and go to the liquor unless it's the 4th of July and you're going to barbecue. But the point is you don't avoid pain to the point where it makes your life worse. You know, if you're scared of the world and you never leave your house, you're doing yourself a disservice. Doesn't matter that you're scared of the world. You being a shut-in matters the most. What up, Luke? You're talking about good things yourself. That only becomes bragging when you go over the top with it. Well, there's a huge difference between knowing what's wrong with, it's different knowing what you don't like about yourself and what you do like about yourself, and then taking that knowledge and then somehow defining your entire existence with it, be it your best part or your worst part. That will fuck you up so bad. You know, that will break your mind. Either you'll become an egotistical prick or you'll become a depressed asshole, right? There's a middle ground to it that you have to take into account. Balance, man. It's all about a balance. And if you don't find that balance, you end up 2.5 years stoned every single day. And ultimately, at that point, it's not even about getting high. You're just doing it almost out of muscle memory, you know? And I'll tell you, that shit is crazy. You shouldn't just smoke weed every day. I mean, you can if you're Snoop Dogg, I guess. But if you're struggling, if you have issues that you're working through or trying to find solutions to, vices are not the way. Now, I'm not telling you go cold turkey because it's a bitch to go cold turkey. Okay, I went cold turkey once with painkillers, and holy shit. Now that's some willpower. I mean, it took everything in me and more to survive those first days, man. But ultimately, I wanted to quit more than I didn't want to be in pain, so it just finally happened. Right now, the weed is tougher. It's harder to quit. You know, and the shitty part is like, oh God, it hurts. My back hurts a lot. I don't blame the vice. Okay? It's important to understand that you're the one that has the power to say no. You're the one that takes it, puts it to your mouth, and fucking hits it. As much as it feels out of your control, it's not. You're not a puppet. There's no strings on me to smoke that bowl, to get real high, and now I'm old. Like, you don't have strings, as you can see. So please stop smoking weed. There's something there, right? But a lot of times we try to go to that hyper extreme, right? Like, no, I'm going cold turkey, man. It's the only way I can do it. That mentality is why you can't quit. Stop thinking you can't and start knowing you can. Hey, so say you're gonna go smoke, right? You're gonna go smoke, you put that shit to your mouth, and you just go, I'm waiting 30 minutes. Boom, you put that shit down, and you wait 30 minutes. Guess what? You just controlled yourself. 30 minutes an hour. Hour goes to 12. 12 goes to a day. Boom, 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 boom. Don't be defined by the failures. Don't expect your life to change for the positive overnight. Okay? It's not realistic. It's not going to change by anybody else. If you're lonely, you have to find people. They're not going to find you. Even if you reach out, man. Calls for help don't work. And I don't mean that to shit on anybody, but it's true. Calls for help don't mean dick to almost 99% of people. They just don't see it. They don't get it. And that's okay because they're happy. They're living a good, normal life that each and every one of us can. You're not broken. You're just broken. So get fixed. Yeah, I know I said broken twice because I meant it twice. There's two ways people use the word broken. A house that is burned down to the ground is not broken. It's gone. It no longer exists. It's dead. A house that a drunk frat guy ran headfirst through the drywall is broken. You know why? Because it can be fixed. And it's the same as all of us, man. I don't care if you've been smoking crack for 20 years. At the end of the day, if you want to quit, you will. It's how it works. That doesn't mean it's easy. It just means that it's always possible. Always. Some people need a lot of help. Some people don't need any help. It still means that each and every one of those people within that spectrum can be helped and can be fixed. I just don't believe in it, man. I don't believe in this nothing's possible mentality that far too many people subscribe to these days. Everything is possible. Dude, people used to go into iron lungs for polio. You know what they did before that? They died. You know what they did after that? They never had to think about polio again. That has happened within 100 fucking years. 100 years, as the elves would look down and say, God, it took them that long, huh? And then it's amazing how short everything is, including our lives, including how long we have to wait, including the distance between poverty and prosperity. Your entire life can change in 1 month for the good or for the bad. You can get a new job or you can get fired. See what I mean? See what I mean? The world is possible. So much is possible. Just a lot of it's hard or difficult. We're weighing those out. You've been here long enough, you get the joke.
We'll be right back.
Lindsay, what's the date today?
Today's November 1st.
Hey, it's not. Halloween's over, bud. Don't make me let the chickens go out on you, because you know it will. It's not scary anymore. Quit dancing. Now you're just making a fool of yourself. Seriously, move on. It's November 1st. It's over. It's over. That's it. I'm coming out there. Lindsay, get my rubber pistol. Release the chickens. Whew. My goodness. Man. I just want to say, man, thank you guys for being here. Seriously. Anybody chilling while we're live, watching while we're later, or commenting, I'm not a loser in the comments. Hey, thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. You know what's funny? I had somebody in my latest video. So I apologize. So I was doing a reaction video, and I apologize for interrupting, because I'm not big in interrupting, but it's also part of reacting. So it was kind of one of those like, hey, sorry, but just shut up and listen to me. Sorry. I call them acknowledgement sorries. They're not to apologize. They're to acknowledge that you did something interruptive, but don't necessarily care. Hence why you interrupted. But hey, sorry for the interruption. It's just what is a courtesy? It's a nicety. It's a way to be delicious for somebody. And they commented, you're not sorry. I'm 43 and I wait until the end before I comment. And I read that comment on the toilet, which was appropriate because it was a poo-poo comment. And I just kind of sat there, kind of laughed, because I'm not here to beef. Like, I reply to comments. I love being positive, right? So if I can, I will be positive. It took me like 6 months to respond to one comment because I couldn't think of a positive thing to say, so I just left it. Ow! Oh, my back. I left it unread. Okay, but I looked at it as I'm 40. Okay, happy birthday. And then I just kind of laughed, and all the other comments really positive. So I go and I'm like, I'll respond to this curmudgeon in a second. So, you know, I'm responding to the comments as I going through, a lot of positive. And then I get back to the 40-year-old, and I'm just like, I had to read it again. I was like, am I missing something? Am I missing something? Is there another part of this comment that is in fact positive and not just somebody who's saying, you're not sorry because I know your intentions better than you do, so I'm going to speak for you? Man, that's annoying. And I read it, I reread it, I read it again. I said, you know what? This is exactly what that person means. They are being very literal and saying, I'm not sorry. And they wanted to make sure that I knew that I was wrong about what I said. So for that, I just say, thank you so much. How are people supposed to know what they think without people like you telling us? Man, it's just the weight it took off my shoulders knowing that this 58-year-old loser on the internet gets to do my thinking for me now. Fuck. It was so great to be like, man, this 82-year-old gets to do all my thinking for me. Thank God. What a weight off my shoulders. And yeah, so, to you, random commenter, thank you for correcting my ways and showing me the error in them. Because without people like you, how would anybody get by with thinking on their own? Fuck, it would be chaos. Everyone coming up with their own thoughts and meanings. Holy shit. I can't think of a scarier world to live in than we don't have a select group of 8 who tell everybody exactly what to think. And we're lucky because they're 197 years old. I don't know how they live that long. It's probably bitterness and sour grapes. Also, speaking of sour grapes, what the hell do you think wine is made of? You ever had wine grapes? They're disgusting. That's why wine tastes so gross. It's all the tobacco they inject into the grapes. You people. I feel like talking shit today. Exner, who don't you like? I'm getting them. Somebody get me a target. I'm a missile. I'm best missile in the world. You can fire me multiple times. I feel like somebody needs to get it. Who wants a piece? Oh, what is happening? Elon quit! You dirty bitch! Elon, no. Okay. The narcissist that lives in the house. Oh my gosh. Don't get me started on frickin' narcissists, okay? Let me paint you a picture, all right? You're walking through the world butt naked, and you are walking like everybody was paying you money for it, okay? That is what a narcissist is. A narcissist is the dude on the nude beach who's standing on the rock and just is like, hey, you're welcome. You're welcome, I'm here. Look at all my wrinkles and freckles. You're blessed to connect the dots in your mind, peasants. Okay? So you know what's even worse than that random hairy mole covered ass narcissist on the beach? The narcissist in the house. The proximity narcissist, the personal narcissist, the one who should know better. Okay? That 48-year-old dick swinging nudist, he ain't hurting anybody. For the most part, you might not be able to unsee it depending on the moles, but ultimately he's just living his life. It's not like he's going up to his buddies and just hitting them in the face as they're trying to eat their peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Okay? But the narcissist that lives within, holy shit, you are the worst. You are the worst because you are not only hurting people, you're doing it on purpose. That is what makes it worse. We shouldn't walk through this world trying not to hurt each other. It is impossible to know what every single person does and does not like. That is not what I'm talking about. But if you have a loved one, you have a family member, even a close proximity stranger, and you put yourself first, fuck you. That's the wrong kind of selfish. When you live in a community, you need to think about that community. When you're in a family, it's not the blood that runs through your veins. It's the way you treat each other. That is family. You got to earn that shit from beginning to end. It doesn't just all of a sudden change. If you fucked up the whole first part, you got to work on that the whole rest, and maybe, just maybe, you will eventually earn the forgiveness. But if all of a sudden, hey, I've done this, I've already tried to apologize, I've already changed my... Fuck you, buddy. Do more, clearly. Don't be the narcissist that leaves a world of ashes behind them. Nobody is obligated, I almost said obliged, it would have worked. Nobody is obligated to love you. Nobody. So stop thinking they owe you something. You owe them. If you have people that you want in your life, you better focus on why they should be in your life. That is love. That is understanding. That is what earns you family. Because when you're family, nothing else matters. family can overcome all because you're doing it together. You're not doing it for. It's not a king. It's not a queen. It's not the government. We're not doing it for you, you fuck ass, so that you give back to us, which you will never will. We're doing it because it's the right thing to do for each other. So if you are the wolf in the hen house and you don't realize that with your actions, these chickens stop laying eggs. That got too specific. Chickens stop laying eggs when they're stressed. But if you don't know that, it's kind of a nothing analogy. I'll fill you in. But if you're doing that, if you're stressing out those birds and they're not laying eggs and you don't realize that you are the fire that is burning the haystack, yeah, that's another one. You need to self-reflect, man, because ultimately these people are giving parts of themselves for you. And like I said before, you don't earn it or you don't deserve it. You earn it. For all you narcissists out there, go fuck yourself. Reminds me of the little guy in Mulan. Which one? The dragon or the fat guy who puts the crustacean in the back of her dress and then she kicks all their asses on accident? That's what you get. Hey, funny story about getting ignored. It's what happens when you don't deserve the time. Now, with that being said, how do we deal with the narcissist? As a good person, what do we do? Well, I'll tell you, it's pretty simple. First, you change the music. Like circus music. So, first, you understand that they are a narcissist. You identify the problem. Okay? Step 2 is you stop feeding the monster. You draw lines in the sand of expectations. That you say, listen, until you start doing this, I will not be with you as a person. Be it your morals, your beliefs, whatever it is, our lives do not align right now. I am leaving this door open, but you cannot come through that door until you earn the right. And you don't do it maliciously. You're not their boss and you're not their God. You don't tell them what to do. You simply have a set of expectations that you set for you because you deserve it. You deserve the respect and you love yourself enough to set those rules. This is not a power thing. You are not holding this over them. You are simply loving yourself enough to protect yourself. So you make it clear. And the only way to make it clear is to have that uncomfortable conversation. You need to tell them the truth, regardless of how they take it. And then after you tell them the truth, you give them a path to salvation. And if they do not take that path, that is up to them. And you continue to live your life happy while having that pain. Because the thing is it's going to hurt. But I promise you, you will be better in the long run. That heartache is temporary. The good effect on your life will last forever. Getting rid of toxic people is really difficult because of how big of an energy drain they are on you. Because they take up so much of your time, it feels like they're important. And that is simply not the case. Just because somebody is taking up a lot of your time doesn't mean, that they're making your life any better. So when you understand what it means to be a good person, if those people are not meeting that line, then they're not the people for you because you're a good person. We don't look down on them. We simply don't go down for them. We leave, we climb, we go up, and we continue. We do not let the bad shit of the world make us hate it. Because that's what narcissists do. They hate the world, so they try to control it because they think they are the only ones who know what is right, and without them, the world is fucked. Well, guess what? GFY, bud. That means go fuck yourself. Okay? So just, hey, that, and then, so what do we got? We got, confront, create a path of expectations to salvation, Move on and move forward and hope they come with you. Now, that can all happen. All of it can happen while you're living together. It's hard. It's probably the hardest thing you'll ever do in your life up to this point, but it's still possible. You don't be rude. You don't lead with emotion, and you do what you know is right. And with that, you will have confidence to be in the same home and ultimately not deal with it. It may be around you more than you could ever wish, but ultimately that ownership you have of your life, of that area, that's where your happiness will be. It'll be in your time away. It'll be in your time alone. It'll be in your little victories and little behavior changes. And if that's what you focus on, keep a journal. Good day today. Keep a journal. Bad day today. But tomorrow's going to be better. This is where I fucked up and I'm going to do better tomorrow. It's the mindset, y'all. It's the mentality. Lindsay and I were talking yesterday about, now that I'm quoting, like, even though we didn't really do anything different from the day before, doesn't today just kind of feel better? It's like, yeah, it does feel better. And the number one reason it felt better is because our perspective was different. Our perspective about the day had changed. And we were more open to positive energy. We were more open to solutions. We were more open to joy. And simply because we were more open to it, we experienced it. And the shittiest part is the only way to start that is with the only way to start that is with the uncomfortable part of it. What is with this circus music? Upbeat, chill. It's circus music to you? Holy moly. All of a sudden, I'm honking noses, man. The hell is going on? Golly. Upbeat, chill, this is for you. Yeah, but I mean, come on. I mean, this makes me want to Watusi. I mean, come on. It is swing. Chill. Whoever you've been swing dancing with is bad at it if you associate chill with swing dancing. God, I look like a lot skinnier than I am. I don't like this shirt. Kind of makes me look like a bitch. Hey. Okay, hey. I got my penny loafers laced up. Okay? I got the old Model A gassed up and cranked. You know why they call it cranking the engine? It's because you used to take a metal crank in the front of your engine, stick it into a hole, and crank your engine started. So that's why it's called cranking. Give it a crank, you know? Crank it up. Or crank it up. Crank it over. Trust me, people use that nomenclature. All right, y'all, what do you think? Okay, you got your ice cream sundaes down for the sock hop, y'all? I don't even think y'all existed yet. All right, so check it out. We're going to get this second try, okay? Wow, we got high hopes. Pull slide, sway. Wow. Swing. Sexual acts. Okay. Oh. What the hell is this? I don't even want to play. They're gonna be pulling this stupid crap. All right. So we got a courier. We got a crook. Papyrus. Oh, that's a good one, Linz. That's probably things you'd find at a pedophile's house. Oh, man! Oh, God. That's funny. Oh, shit. Michael Jackson's Amazon wish list. Okay, hey, and I love Michael Jackson, man. He's got great music. Okay, let's go. Bless you. Okay. Oh, my damn. I know, Exner. I think I got a little Rensky in me today, girl. All right, first of all, what the hell is a papyrus? Is that the fruit? Or how the DeLorean goes back in time? So the crook of your neck, an eyeball, a papyrus. This makes no sense. Wow, okay, now we have to get this one, you guys. We have to. So, boom, boom, boomity, bam. Easy, okay? So are these all words nobody knows? Can you imagine if that's what it did? So Anki, papyrus, scarab, and what'd you say? Crook. Why crook? What the hell? What do a crook and a papyrus have in common? Like the hook thing? The hook of a crook? Because they sound alike? Like, what do you mean? What are we hooking? Do we hook the crook on the papyrus? These are like a... What's an Anki then? Or an Anki? What's silent? The K or the H? Is it an anchor or an ah? Okay, so we got New York Times, Courier, Deep Impact, and wait. Oh, Deep Impact, New York Times. This is a toughie. Damn. Pull weight, okay. Or pull, swing, slide, and impact. Things a penis is known for. Hey, I'm on a roll today. Okay, I think we have two. So, clout. What? Impact. Okay. Sway and swing. So these are all things that like a powerful person has. Influence, exactly, right? Okay. So then what does that leave? Times, pull, I, and courier? Newspaper shit? No, sway, sandbox, whatever and whatever was Michael's Amazon wish list. Oh. I mean, if I worked one of these places, I would just go to invade so that on my last day, I could just fuck it up. Like, I'm just saying, it'd be so cool. All right, let's start. Hold on. We got to redress. Boom, boom, boom. And where's the other one? Slide. All right. Michael Jackson's Amazon wish list. Boom. That's one. Next is boom, boom, boom. Where is it? Where is it? Papyrus. Okay. All right. So this is things a pharaoh would use. Okay? What is things a pharaoh would use? All right, so then we have clout, sway, pull, and impact. Okay? So, uses for a penis. Or things a penis would do. And then what does that leave left? Weight, times, and courier? Interesting. All right, let's see. Let's see. We have boom, 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 boom. Michael Jackson's Amazon wish list. Boom. Okay. Oh, playground fixtures. Hey, we were close. All right, next, Scarab, Ankh, Papyrus, Crook. Come on, baby. What? What? Hold on. You know, I got a few words for this one, but I can't say them online. Okay, let's think about this. Let's think about this logically. Shut your mouth. Okay, we're not seeing Bozo. We have. What is Papyrus? We need to know what Papyrus means. Ow! God, my back! All right, we have ankle. Maybe that's short for ankle. No, that's silly. We tried this one, right? We already tried this. What is courier? Okay. Okay, Unk. Paper. So Dunder Mifflin. People, persons, paper, people. I mean, imagine they're people, persons, papyrus, people. It's silly. It's silly and stupid. So boom, shakalaka. Impact is bullshit, man. I'm mad now. Hold on. Papyrus. Courier, so a paper courier. Papyrus paper. Paper, New York Times is a paper. What if? What? Now tell me. Can you tell me? times? Yeah, the eye, I feel, goes with the Egyptian, right? The all-seeing eye, right? So the eye goes with the Egyptians. And like olden times, what? So a crook? Is that crook like criminal crook? Or crook like I'm gonna take him down to the crook and kill him? You know, like, are we talking Southern? Do I have to worry about my pronunciation? The Egyptian Times. I've heard of that newspaper. It's very biased. Oh my gosh, my eye. Okay. I'm going with... So, Paper Courier, Papyrus Paper, Paper Stealer, Paper Impact. It just doesn't add up. Doing it. You are a bitch. Oh. So I'm supposed to, okay. New York Times, so I'm supposed to, in order to win this, you're telling me I need to have the mentality that archaeology is thieving? Well, you told me it was the criminal. Oh, it was the staff. So what did we did that, didn't we? Am I wrong? Didn't we do Ankh, Crook, Eye, and Scarab? Fonts is the bottom one? Jeez. Hey, wait. Play it back. I need the clip. Yes, no, yes. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Stupid. That's stupid. What kind of world are we doing with the work? What kind of work are we doing? Man. We got it done, though. We got it done. Whew. Well, my friends, I think with that being said, it is time for Marcus to move on to brighter pastures. I'm going to send my wife off with a kiss and a hug, probably a little booty slap. And I know this stream was short, but that's okay, because ultimately I wasn't going to stream at all. So the fact that I did, we will count it as a victory. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here now, being here later, and being here tomorrow. Because I have just as much fun talking as I hope you do listening. Thank you so much, Exner, for being the wonderful human that you are. GFY, all you narcissists. And for the rest of you, make sure that you love yourself, love each other, and most importantly, go do something good. I mean it. Bye, everybody. See ya.
Now's the time to say goodbye. It's short, so don't worry. M-A-R-K-U-S, the Chicken Army. Even with the world distressed, the truth is what you need. M-A-R-K-U-S, the Chicken Army. He's Marquez, but you're the best. Forever we will hold our standards high. But before we have to say goodbye, I want you all to see M-A-R.
You all have greatness within you.
K-U-S.
How do I know? Because I'm Marcus.
You're my
Thanks for watching, y'all. Mwah.